still a bit tired. Probably should wait an hour to wake up, but you know. Who cares? My content's better when I'm tired. Is it? I don't know. I know I don't play better when I'm tired. This week we're going to be tackling the Coilgun. The Armskore Coilgun. This beast here. This is a... Well, it's a Coilgun. Alright, let's see what we've got here. Generic damage, generic ammo. Oh, that's a big amount of ammo and a big amount of damage. Generic charge speed. Rerouting excess energy back into the magnetic flux keeps the coils charging way over their limit, increasing damage the longer you hold a full charge. You can fire as soon as the gun charges a single bar and at any point after with both damage and energy consumption scaled to amount change. Process of reloading, generic reload. Modification to projectile enhances sonic shockwaves, potentially stunning nearby enemies. Or fear. Damage resistance, AoE shockwave damage. Killing a burning enemy turns them into an explosion of fire and gore, damaging anything nearby. Increasing the amount of injector liquid, it causes projectiles to leave behind a wider damage trail. Or titanium wiring that enables them to transfer some of the electric energy from the gun to the damage trail. Okay, so right away I'm attracted to that whole fiery explosion thing, so... Guess we're pairing this with my flaming minigun build. So Necrothermal Catalyst, and I think I'm going to take Overcharger, and then Damage Resistance while charging, Fear. It has 640 ammo, so I'm guessing it's going to use more than one ammo per shot. I'm going to take the damage boost though, because I find that usually guns don't need their ammo increases. Oh, I didn't equip an overclock. That'd probably be helpful. Man. Okay, we have triple tech chambers, fire off residue energy up to 2 times after shooting, but longer reload, slower charge, and stronger recoil. That one doesn't sound too interesting, so... Backfeeding, more ammo, less damage. Interesting. Damage bonus for every terrain pierced, greater penetrability but a slower charge rate. The mole. Trail radius, trail ignites enemies, significantly less ammo and a slower charge rate. Spread target ailments to enemies behind them. Oh, this one is actually broken right now. It spreads stuff like the Elite effect and Steve effect to enemies, and that's really bad. Or just extra trail radius and duration. None of these seem particularly interesting. I guess since I'm leaning into the whole fire thing, I'll take Hellfire. Yeah, it's compressed gold right there. Oh, there's an Enor Pearl right above it. Oh, this is a Dice Stream secondary. Oh, and I hear a lost pack too. Man, everything. Oh, everything's here. Okay, let's try. How does this work? Oh my god!
Stay by my side, Buckaroo.
That was a lot of damage. Also, there's a breeder that I missed. There's the helmet.
Shoot to kill.
No babies. Oh god, it overheats. Okay. So I can't hold the charge forever and just build up damage like I thought.
Needle sight breeder down.
It looks like it uses 40 shots, 40 ammo every shot. Interesting.
Die, monsters!
So the one thing I did notice is that there didn't appear to be like a damage overclock.
You fuck down.
Which makes me wonder what this weapon is meant to be
No
for.
flares ready.
Because a lot of the pitfalls of the previous weapons, that we covered that people are trying to use, a lot of the pitfalls of those weapons are that they're not using them correctly. Like I saw someone who was... Oh yeah, there's still that. Splut. People were talking about... I recently talked to someone who was trying to use the Colette Wave Cooker to kill menaces at a distance, and then was complaining that it didn't have as much DPS as the Sabata. Because, you know, the Sabata is a long-range precision pistol with weak point damage bonuses.
He really has a cozy job.
And another is a perfectly accurate, at any range, AoE, you know, infinite range hit scan weapon that's meant for crowds. So it's not for... The Wave Cooker in particular is falling into that pitfall of people not understanding what it's for. And trying to use it for things that the other weapons are good for and failing because, you know, it's not built for that. And I myself have been having great success with using the Wave Cooker as like an AoE crowd control build.
And moving dirt is the best way to make a living.
I've been using it with Boiler Ray and the AoE upgrade in the first tier and then the Mega Power Supply overclock. And it is amazing at mopping up crowds.
Jack requested and is inbound.
It is amazing at completely annihilating swarmers, shockers, and shredders. You just sweep it over them and they're gone. And it's very good, especially when Boiler Ray
Connect the pipelines to the
When the Boiler Ray procs, it is even better, but it's still very good.
Follow me.
Oh, you didn't throw it high enough, Bosco. Did I hit the Praetorian with that? Yeah. Okay, so this just does crap against big enemies. I mean, a lot, I do mean a lot of the game's, like, high damage spike builds that you can make. Like, jumbo shells for the boomstick, or, like, super cooling chambers. They're all crap.
Another day at the office.
Like, they're all just horrible. I mean, super cooling chambers is especially horrible, and that kind of taints my view of the others, but, like, jumbo shells is really hard to use effectively. Super cooling chambers is just crap. It's been crap ever since it got its third consecutive nerf, and it still quite hasn't been buffed yet to compensate. It's usable now. It's definitely usable now, but it really just doesn't feel like that punch. Because I think before it got its most recent buff, it was objectively worse in every metric than active stability systems. The one that increases your focus speed and allows you to move while focusing. And it was like more DPS, because it was like double the focus speed for half the focus damage than super cooling chambers, while super cooling chambers also tanks your movement speed, and it reduces your reload rate, I think, and like... Lord, okay, Hellfire is a good pick for the gunner who wants to set crowds on fire. Okay. Oh, that does a decent amount of damage. I mean, not to a Praetorian, but it definitely would wipe a crowd, I think. If I could, you know, set one member of a crowd on fire and kill them without killing all the others with a piercing railgun. So, Necrothermal Catalyst might pair better with, I'm already out. With, the one that allows you to, get off my face. Face off. Get. The one that allows you to fire a shot before it's at full charge. Because it allows you to get a shot off quicker before the enemy dies. It allows you to be less devastating. But yeah, like super cooling chambers. I'm pivoting. Hold on. Where was I again? Right. This is Hellfire. This overclock I'm using right now. Hellfire. Yeah, Hellfire. And the one I'm using on my minigun is Burning Hell, so that's a bit confusing. So Hellfire, is a crowd control overclock for what should be a single target weapon, and I'm
Objective completed. Now finish the
and I'm
job.
a bit confused about that. Oh god, I don't have a resupply yet. A bit confused about that. Well, I mean, it is perfectly fine to have non-target builds for weapons, but it's usually better to play to a weapon's strengths. And considering that Hellfire is so powerful, well, I mean, I've seen it do work, and it's like a budget flamethrower, really. I bet if you built like trail duration and stuff, that the fire, well, it would just set everyone on fire, and I guess it's not like, I guess I'm overestimating it. I'm overestimating its usefulness. Oh man, how am I meant to get up there again? Yeah, I wasn't expecting all that much from a high damage weapon that appeared to be high damage single target, or from a build that appeared to be high damage single target. Since, you know, all the other ones in the build are kind of bad. Like elephant rounds is questionable. It's really hard to use properly, and it's just got a lot of kickback, and it's tough to handle. Super Cooling Chambers has been nerfed 3 times and buffed once back to acceptable levels. But it's really hard to use. It just feels bad to use because you're charging so slow, and it doesn't really feel like you're doing enough damage to justify charging that slow, while also being unable to move and losing a ton of your ammo.
Alright, let's get the pump jacks hooked up to the refinery.
Like, the problem with Super Cooling Chambers is that it makes hipfire shots, like, irrelevant. You do not want to use hipfire shots because you do not have enough ammo for hipfire shots. Okay, we got our resupply. Jumbo shells is also really hard to use. There's like at least 1 or 2 others that are explicitly like high spike damage overclocks. I don't remember them right now, but I'm sure they exist. So there's like 1 or 2, and honestly none of them are very good.
Getting supplies. Red sugar.
But it kind of bites a bit more when it's this particular weapon, because like it's basically, it's a coil gun. It's bad at its own job. Like, this is very effective.
It's past your expiration date. No players ready.
Like, I bet if I built that for, oh jeez. Like, I bet if I built that for like trail damage and size, that would be an amazing crowd control overclock. But I want to see if there's a way to build this weapon that makes it an actually good spike damage dealer, because that's what this weapon is meant for. I mean, I guess I'm just assuming that it's meant for that, and you know, obviously it doesn't appear to be meant for that. But like, it's a coil gun. Yeah, like, see how effective that is against like swarmers and even heck, even slashers. Also, why are there so many loot bugs down here?
Loot bug eliminated.
Getting hit regis, but not doing any damage. Aye. How'd you get over there?
Second pump jack connected. You're almost there.
Get out the floor. And I'm a very fiery gunner.
Almost through the wave, team.
Like, I like fire. Fire's good. One of my favorite builds as a gunner is the fire build. So this is definitely going to be a good crowd control overclock for me. But I'm still interested in whether or not this can effectively be used as a damage chunking mechanism, a way to just take huge amounts of health off of tough enemies. And yeah, I took a third of the health off of that Spitballer, but it doesn't have an innate weak point damage bonus, so it's not going to be very good against Praetorians.
I actually think we're gonna like it.
Oh my god, you guys. Jeez. Ain't your food. If I put like a bit of ammo on this, it might actually not be that bad the way it is. Like, I obviously could lead more into the whole crowd control thing. But, like, it still chunks Praetorians pretty satisfyingly. Like that, see? With a decent AoE to boot. But the one thing I just don't want to have on this build is that it's, you know, it's fire. It's a fire build. I already have fire on my minigun. I have more than enough fire, and I prefer to keep my fire at close range. And one of the reasons I really like Burning Hell in particular is that it allows you to not light enemies on fire should you so choose. Like, all you have to do is just keep your distance. So you can still be compatible with cryo at a distance. But if you want to set them on fire, you can come close. No. Pair. Come on. Work with me here, Bosco. Like, I bet if I got the one that reduced... That, what was it? It allowed you to fire off before you're... That allowed you to fire off before full charge. My god, man, stop talking. I'm trying to tell the viewers something. If I got the one that allowed you to fire before full charge, and a little bit of the ammo stuff and trail radius, it would be a really great crowd sweeper. But as it stands, it still is a pretty good crowd sweeper. It's ammo light, sure, but like it's just mainly just like the ranged equivalent of the minigun build that I've got right now. So it definitely could be good. Definitely could be good. I just don't want to use it because it's redundant with my build. Because I've already got an incendiary flame weapon. Oh wow. Okay, when you hold it, it does a lot more damage. Interesting. Okay. Normally with this build, I'm running something like Incendiary Compound on the Bulldog, which is one of the few spike damage builds that actually does still work. But it requires the setup. Ah!
Pipeline repaired, but other pipelines
Excuse
are still
you.
malfunctioning.
Aw, man. Just yeet me off the cliff, why don't you? No, I'm dead. Don't know why I threw my Incendiary Grenade instead of my shield. I don't know why I ran out of my shield either. I should have done that. I should have stayed there. The Incendiary Grenade does not do a lot of damage if you're inside the shield. Yeah, see, it took like a third, it takes a third of the health off the Praetorian if I release it immediately. But if I hold it in for even just like 2 seconds, it does like twice the damage. The thing is... Okay, so it does the yellow swirl right before it overloads. Still only does about a third of the Praetorian's health though. I think I missed. I'm not on my A game today because I just woke up and I'm still a bit tired. Not that that's really an excuse considering I was perfectly awake last week and I died twice in Hazard 4 as Scout. Okay, good build, because all this does is reduces your ammo. Okay, that's probably why I was running out of ammo a lot. Damage bonus, residue energy, ailments. Yeah, there's no like actual damage boosting overclock. I mean, technically triple tech chambers will allow you to deal more damage. Half the cost of a damage of a normal shot. Okay, never mind. It's just like... It's just a triple shot. It literally doesn't increase your effective damage at all. 30% less charge speed and 0.5 seconds extra reload time for just the ability to shoot 3 times before reloading. Interesting. Huh. But, yeah, I bet I could get Hellfire to work really well if I did it right, but I'm going to work on other overclocks. Let's see here. Damage, overcharger, fear, damage resistance. Wider trail will be better for, I don't need more AoE on this though. I'm going to go electric trail. Electrify and slow whatever gets in there. Oh good, hollow bow and rival presence. This is going to go great, I can tell. This is my neurotoxin payload build. I have one build with each primary weapon. And that's basically my rule of builds currently. One build with each primary weapon, using whatever secondary weapon complements it. And on some classes, like the Engineer and the Scout, I just have the same build over and over again because I can't go anywhere without it. I should dig a good reliable I should dig a good reliable path through now while there's no pressure on. So I don't have to do it when it potentially lands up here. And unfortunately, I can't get Bosco to dig this for me. I swear, I only ever get these high vertical rooms when I play Gunner. There it is. And it's definitely aggroed now if it wasn't before. Just a second too late. Ah, this is not good. Eat me! Hi. Yes, you are also a problem. Oh, that's. Oh yeah, that does a lot of damage if you can get a good charge. Oh, I forgot the stabber. Oh, there's another one behind me apparently. Okay, I'm dead already. Let's see if we can't pull this one back from the brink. Oh god, are you kidding me? I don't have a vampire on this build either. There's no sugar in this pit. Okay, I'm gone. Peace! I don't even know what got me there. I'm pretty sure an exploder had like 3 times the radius it normally does. Anyway, that went about as poorly as it could have. This one, not interesting. This one, I want to try this one at some point. We have a lot of time left, so we've done this one. So I guess it's time for this one. Reatomizer. And we'll see how good this is at propagating fire to everything and everyone in the entire universe. Oof. That charges pretty fast now. Okay, so if I don't charge it at all, it's 10. Also, the trail radius is tiny when you're not buffing it with Hellfire. Hellfire might be what I end up with, because that does seem very powerful compared to everything else. So far, like, I know over the past, like, each weapon, I've had like poor first impressions, and then they dramatically improve as I figure out what the weapon's supposed to be for, quote unquote, and I find a good build that I like, and I settle in and I like it. So far, though, I mean, I hesitate to say this because we're only halfway through our normal recording time. But so far, the Coilgun is not giving that strong of a showing. Like, the overclocks don't really interest me. It's a bit... Well, it's the overclocks. They don't interest me at all, really. I mean, Hellfire is powerful. I'm assuming that I could get a good spike damage build with the mole or some other thing that increases some other thing. But, like... Apart from that, like, 3 out of the 6 overclocks just don't interest me at all, like in the slightest. What the heck is this cave? I'm not even gonna go over there. I'm out. That should have electrified everyone I hit, if I even hit anyone. Heck, trail radius probably would have been better for this. Did I take trail radius? Why do I have necrothermal catalyst? Oh right, yeah. Yeah, I took necrothermal catalyst because I thought it'd be useful for detonating the on fire guys. Oof. Yeah, this is the crowd control weapon. This is a crowd control weapon, no question. It may do so much damage that it tricks you into thinking it's a spiked weapon, but no, it's a crowd control weapon with certain spike elements. So yeah, the weapon itself, it's not weak, but the overclocks are just a bit on the dull side compared to the other stuff we saw.
Wally is on
Like the Nashenka Bolt Sharks overclocks were all over the place, because you know it was like 4 out of the 6 of them are unique bolt varieties: Bodkin, Trifork, Cryo, and I got one after the episode that was fire bolts, which works the same way just for fire. And that was like one of the most interesting episodes on overclocks that I've ever had. There's a lot of good ones, and then there were like 2 generic cleans that I didn't really touch. But like so far, even the wave cooker, it had a generic ammo for damage, but with the twist of also no, it wasn't even ammo for damage. It was ammo for heat, while also increasing your fire rate, I think. Like, I don't remember what Mega Power Supply does, I just know it's good. And, it had, like, the cool mod synergies in the final tier, and then it had, like, I don't remember the other overclocks, actually. Oh yeah, it had the radiation overclock that proc radiation on enemies. It had... God, I know I use more than just 2 overclocks in my entire 2-hour showcase. It had a couple of generic ones that I don't remember, obviously. Man, it's impossible to tell if this thing is loaded or not. Man, an uncharged shot doesn't even one-shot a web spitter unless you factor in trail damage. I am missing. Hi! Hello. I think I hit him.
I'm gonna need
No, I didn't.
surgery.
Pretty sure that was again a miss. Miss again. Hit him, but it didn't charge it. Gotcha.
They
Okay.
haven't yet invented a machine that can back the war.
Of course, that is supremely effective at crowd clearing. Yeah, this is absolutely a crowd clear. Just shield.
Healed up.
Didn't reload that kind. So. Here, just burn alive. Alright, and we're going to be taking this into a point extract. So how does this work?
Fire signs in the area, so keep it snappy. A quartz can be extracted from the walls. Search for a blue shimmering light.
Okay, so it only lasts for like a second. Man, that is really short window. That is like a ridiculously short window. I mean, I guess
It's trying to deflate me.
I guess the point is, it's not like it's free shots or anything, so it's not like I have to get both shots off every shoot. But that is a really narrow window that makes me wonder what it's intended for.
Down it goes.
Because like, there's barely even enough time to retarget. Maybe I'm just not good enough.
I need you here.
So maybe this is the spike damage overclock. Because it's effectively 2 shots in the span of well, takes 2 seconds to it's 2 shots in the span of 1.5 really. Which, you know, it's obviously not going to be like it's not going to be like 2 shots in the span of 1/10 of a shot, because that's going to be ridiculous. But like, it just sounds so underwhelming when you say it out loud. Even though that's kind of the point. Like, they're not meant to be super mega upgrades. Like, they obviously are upgrades, but they're not meant to be like huge upgrades.
I'll beat your record this time.
So when I say things like 2 shots in the span of 1.5 shots, or 3 shots in this, it's 2 total shots because the second 2 are at half damage. So it's 2 total shots in the span of
Get to work.
man, this one's really vertical. I might just camp on the mine head, let Bosco do everything for me. In the realm of Silver's still in hollow battle, man. I lost my train of thought. I completely lost my train of thought. God, man, stop moving! Man, it doesn't even give you time.
It's a big one, team.
It doesn't even give you time for the recoil to subside. How are you supposed to use this? I mean, maybe it's not like a long range overclock. This one also might be better for crowd control now that I'm thinking about it. Because I do that, I do that, and that, and that clears a path for me to run. Yeah, this is definitely this is good. This is actually pretty good because it allows me to deal with crowds that aren't all conveniently conveniently lined up without sacrificing anything other than reload speed. This would probably be good. Yeah. All right, I gotta stop thinking about this as a tough target, a tank buster weapon, because it's not a tank buster weapon, which is unfortunate. Because we really don't have a whole lot of good tank buster weapons. Like, the only good tank buster weapon in overclock I can think of is hyper propellant for the PGL of all things, and that really says something about the overclocks in this game. When the strongest single target burst overclock, what is this cave? When the strongest single target burst overclock is for an AoE weapon, and that really makes you wonder. What the hell is this generation? Yeah, especially with the fear effect. That is good. To just like keep away tools, get everything away from you. And you don't have to use it. It's not like it gimps you if you don't use it, because it's still the same damage to ammo ratio. Half damage, half ammo. Yeah, alright. Yeah. This is definitely usable.
Vector, be advised, conventional weapons will be ineffective. Stick to your trusted
Oh god, no!
Repeat, swarm.
This is the worst possible time for that. My god, hit it! Oh my god! Man. I should have waited for the next swarm. I knew it had been a while. I should have waited. Okay, so triple tech chambers is decent. We've still got a little time left. So let's go back to Hellfire. And yeah, but I'm not gonna pair it with the minigun. I'm gonna try something a bit different. And I'm also gonna change up this build. I'll be honest, I don't like the Hurricane rocket launcher, but Jet Fuel Homebrew is gonna. I feel like it's gonna complement this fairly well. Gotta stop myself from getting frustrated because this is not good. I thought they fixed this.
Search for blue shimmering light.
Those turrets ain't gonna give us more trouble for now. Impossible. Think.
Yeah, this is good crowd control. Quality crowd control.
Get to work.
Oh my god, I got something in my eye. It's just one of those days. You know, in hindsight, I knew I was going to be recording today, and it probably wasn't the best idea to stay up until midnight reading. So that's probably why I'm so tired right now. I guess jet fuel is a decent spike damage, but it's less spike and more sustain. Still got 10 shots left. Oh, I'm dead. Yeah, I was probably not the smartest person making decisions last night, but you know, went to bed. I got into bed at 10, and then I was up for like 2 hours reading, and then I started trying to get to sleep after that, and it always takes me a while to get to sleep. So I ended up with like
I think we actually have a chance to make it out
a lot less sleep than is usually recommended for gameplay of this magnitude. You can see me making dumb decisions like tunnel visioning on the acid spitters instead of taking care of the stuff that actually could hit me. Digging myself into a hole and then complaining that I couldn't move. You know, stuff of that nature.
Turning up the heat.
And it's still frustrating, even though it's 110% my fault, but it's why I'm so low energy today, is because I just didn't get enough sleep last night, so spitballer. Yeah, slow energy, tough keeping my train of thought, tough doing the English language proper. So I gotta just kind of slow myself down a little. I don't want to turn it on to down to has 3 though, because that wouldn't be I'd be making much better plays and doing much better at the game in general if I wasn't so tired. Splat. Of course, last week when I was doing Scout, I also died twice. One of them didn't make it in the video, but I did die twice. So I have no excuses back then, because I'm pretty sure I was fully rested. Ow, my feetsies. Yeah, we're coming up on the 2-hour mark now, so fortunately I don't have to record much longer. I can just go, I don't even know. Man, I can't even think. I'm gonna die. Ah, I'm gonna die! No, no you did not. You didn't. How about no? I'm burning you, why aren't you burning? I so want this mission to be over. I don't think I'd ever thought I'd say that, but I so want this mission to be over so that I can just stop the recording and go, like, take a nap. Shield.
What's the incendiary grenade?
Bosco, help me. Yeah, this is very good. Good crowd control. No, no, no!
Thanks, Moscow!
Come on, stop already.
Come here.
Well done, you got them all. Get the launch controls to return the minet. We'll send in the escape pod.
Swallow this. I'm taking some of the ammo.
Alright, alright, alright. Just launch this puppy and go! We cannot afford to stay any longer. The longer you stay on a point extract, the more enemies show up. So you gotta move fast. But yeah, this is a very good crowd control weapon, the Coilgun. It's probably the best crowd control out of all of his secondaries, which is ironic because it's a coil gun. It's like the little baby brother of a railgun. What was I hitting? I don't know what I was hitting there, but I'm not gonna mess around with it any longer.
Drop pod inbound.
Bacteria, try to eliminate it.
Ah, take that, Mactera. I can still make some good plays when I'm tired.
Zip line ready.
Just not a lot of them. I'm limited to one good play per
Pod arrives. Waiting to take
30 seconds.
You.
Okay, we're out. We're out.
Commencing. Good work.
So that's the Armskore. Oh my god, I'm so tired. I can't even talk right. The Armskore Coilgun. It's despite what it seems, it's actually a crowd control weapon, a decent one at that. Hellfire is very good for burning everybody and killing everybody because it comes with a massive increase of trail radius. Triple Tech is decent for when enemies are all spread out. Reatomizer is probably better if you have someone else on your team proccing status effects, because Gunner doesn't have access to a whole lot of effects that would propagate well. I guess if I paired it with Neurotoxin Payload, I don't have the time to do that now, or the energy, honestly. But if I paired it with Neurotoxin Payload, I could like Neurotoxin an enemy, because the autocannon doesn't do a whole lot of damage per shot. I could Neurotoxin an enemy and then propagate it back, but like the use of that is questionable at best. I mean, it's good for like ammo efficiency, I suppose, if you're looking to proc as much status as possible, but it's not bad. This is just a generic more ammo for less damage. I don't like it. You've got a basic clean that's just like trail goes. The trail is trailier, and then the mole, which is decent, but it's hard to use properly because you got to get a wall between you and the enemy. And then of course, a bunch of this stuff is good. I didn't even try the shockwave, but you know, it's as effective as the boomstick shockwave, which is to say, I probably wouldn't even notice it. I just didn't get a chance to try it. Stun and fear options on launch, that's good. This is pretty good for like light crowds if you want to use it as like a single target support weapon, just to like support, clean up, fill in the gaps for your primary. And this is very good if you want to chunk stuff, but it's not very good at chunking stuff anyway, so it's probably use at your own discretion. So yeah, I'd probably rank that as my least favorite new secondary so far, but it is not a bad secondary, I just don't like it. And also it's probably tainted by me being exhausted and tired and not thinking fully through everything. And I don't feel like re-recording this, because I've only come to the conclusion that I'm exhausted now. I don't feel like re-recording this, so take all this with a little bit of grain of salt. Remember that it's a crowd control weapon and not a single target weapon. And I'll see you next week when we do the beamer. So, bye-bye. I'm gonna go take a nap.